For example, we have the State of Art Gondola, which is at Gulmarg, Afarwat station. What do they have in the name of a cable car? They have this arankel or something, which is like this shaky, made of wood, and they use rusted shutters as the safety lock. Okay, and it's like a suicide mission getting on that. They have that in some place. Another thing is they don't maintain, like how we have maintained Shankaracharya temple, we maintained the Hazrat Bal, we maintained all these monuments so beautifully. There is no maintenance. For example, you look at the Red Fort in Muzaffarabad, there is absolutely no maintenance of any of their monuments of historical importance. I'm not talking out of rhetoric. There are people who visited there as tourists, and it's them who speak. Apparently, there is a shortage of hotels and places to stay, and a lot of tourists have been seen sleeping on the roads. You know, they come there to escape the hot weather from the rest of Pakistan, and there are no hotels for them to stay at. These are some of the problems. Another thing is the airport. How will the tourists even come there? They have an airport where the last flight flew in 2005 when they were trying to, do some rescue operations when the earthquake happened. And let me tell you, since 2005, there are still some people living in tents. Their houses have not been, they've not been rehabilitated yet. They have not been given any help in repairing their homes. Since 2005 until 2020, there are still people living in tents after that 2005 dreadful earthquake. Okay, there are no flights. There is just an airport, and there are no flights going in and out of that airport. Whereas we at Srinagar have both flights. We're blessed. Okay, and we have airports at other places in J&K too. So we are blessed. Now the other thing is, when a tourist travels to a place, okay, it is not just the Ped Pahad Jharna. The tourist also wants to soak in a bit of the culture. Now, what does POK have in the name of Kashmiri culture? There's nothing. There's only 8% people who speak Kashmiri language there, first of all. And I'll tell you how those 8% even speak. In her book, I've written the name of her book here. There's a Pakistani writer who writes in her book. Just give me a second, I'll just tell you her name. She writes in her book that when the partition happened and when the accession happened and all these things were happening, about 40,000 families went into POK. Just give me a second. 40,000 families migrated to POK thinking that they would be happier there because it's, it comes under Pakistan or whatever. So they migrated to that part. And then after that, when they saw the condition in which they were living, they wanted to come back to the Indian side. But because of the strict, visa regulations and all this, immigration regulations of India, they're frustrated, they're not able to come back. So they started this entire thing of militancy, anti-India, campaigning and all that, because anyway, that's a separate story. So it is because of these 40,000 families at that point who had migrated that side, that the language of Kashmiri is still a little bit relevant, as in 8%. The rest of the culture there is what we call the Potahari culture, which is like Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Pakistani-Punjabi culture. So it's like 90% people there speak, Pakistani Punjabi or Urdu. And there are other languages spoken like Pahadi, Hindko and all of that. So Kashmiri is spoken by, I think 8 is a big figure, maybe less than 7.7 or something. Very few Kashmiri speakers there. That's point number 1. Point number 2, you talk about cuisine. A tourist, when he visits, he wants to taste the food of that place. What is Kashmiri food? We have Rogan Josh. They have the Punjabi style Balti Gosht. We have Monjhak, we have Sochal, we have, all these dishes. They don't have any of that. Khatte Bengan. They haven't even heard of these dishes. Okay, we have Vazwan and they have that, what do they call that? Punjabi style Masala Ran. So this is like basically going there is like going to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. It doesn't even feel like Kashmir. Now we talk about art and culture. Okay, we have an art academy. It promotes, our dance. We have Sufi musical nights. We have our dance forms like Rauf and Dhumhal. These are promoted. These have been preserved up to now. We have cultural events that tourists can be part of. and get the feel of Kashmiri culture. What do they have there? Nothing. They don't have any culture. The festivals that we celebrate, look at the number of festivals we celebrate. Apart from the regular Muslim, the festivals of Eid al-Milad, Eid al-Fitr, the Ashura, apart from the Muslim festivals, we also have Hemis, we have the Tulip Festival, we have the Saffron Festival, we have the Shikara Festival. What do they have? Nothing. They don't even have Shikaras there. So that is not even, I don't even believe that it's a part of Kashmir, first of all. Okay, because they have not bothered to maintain anything that is Kashmirian out there. In fact, what I've heard is that they have on purpose not tried to bring the people into mainstream, not maintain the culture of the people, not try to give them employment, because they want these people to become militants. They want these people to become mujahideen. They want these people to fight the holy war against India. And that is the reason they're making sure that the young people of POK are not part of any mainstream and are not getting any kind of employment. And that is why even the tourism sector is not being developed. That is a